What's up, guys? Season 3, Episode 4. A lot of off-season NFL trades going on, signings, all that good stuff. A little bit of baseball news. And today just came in Sam Darnold to the Panthers just for a few draft picks. Don't really care if, who the Panthers really gave up to get Sam Darnold. I'm surprised they gave up as much as they did. It was a second rounder, fourth rounder, and I think a sixth rounder. I think the second rounders for this year, and then the fourth and sixth are for 2022, I believe. So there is that. And Ndamukong Suh signed a 1-year deal, stay with the Buccaneers. They're the only team to bring back all 22 starters from the previous season. So they have their full-blown Super Bowl starting team back together. The band is back together. I really don't see them making a run back with that same team just for other teams are making huge moves. Dolphins traded their number 3 pick to the Niners, basically swapped picks with each other. Obviously, Niners just made a statement saying, yes, we want a quarterback, and that was that. So they got that going on. We'll get in more details here in a second. NFL adds a regular season game and it takes away a preseason game. So 3 preseason games and 17 regular season. Francisco Lindor signed his 10-year, $340 million contract with the Mets. And then that says basically he's there for the long haul and that they plan on building around him and that he is the base of the team. So just keep your eye out for the Mets. They are a pretty solid team based on what I've been seeing. So, moving on to Ndamukong Suh getting his 1-year deal with the Buccaneers. That's a big deal for them. That's a real big core to their defense. And bringing him back is a big deal for their pass rush and their run defense. Like, dude's all around a defensive weapon for them. So, for him to get signed just for 1 year goes to show that he is at the tail end of his career. He was willing to take the small contract just for the fact that they have high hopes of making it again and winning it all again. So don't count the Buccaneers out. They have a lot of solid veterans on that team. They got the GOAT. They got him. They got all their starters back. I just can't think of all the names right off the top of my head. Dolphins trading the number 3 pick to the 49ers. I'm a Niner fan. That caught me a little bit off guard. I wasn't really expecting them to just go straight for it. So clearly they see something in one of those quarterbacks. They have not leaked any information on what quarterback they are interested in. Basically all we're doing is playing a guessing game, in that all these mock drafts are saying that Justin Fields is going to slip through the cracks to the 3. I personally think that will happen. Trevor Lawrence going 1, Zach Wilson going 2, Justin Fields going 3, and so on and so forth. Whoever lands after that, those are the top 3 guys coming out of the draft, quarterback-wise. They're going to go 1, 2, and 3 in that order, I believe. It could change. I don't know. That's huge. That also basically is a big fuck you, I think, to Jimmy G. A lot of the players are coming out, and the coaches came out and said, yes, we're keeping Jimmy, but if a first-round pick was offered, we're not saying no. I feel like they have been offered a first-round pick for Jimmy G. Yes, he's made it to a Super Bowl. Yes, he's done a lot for the Niners. But the bigger picture is when he is available, he does good. But the problem is he's never healthy. That's his flaw. If he can prove that he can last more than one full season at a time, which he has yet to prove that, if he can go a full season next year, he has a chance of maybe getting 2-3 year deal, maybe with the Niners, maybe with somebody else. But it seems like they want to move on past him. he was a good stepping stone in the right direction, but I don't think they want to. They don't want to keep him around for another 4 or 5 years. I don't see it. If anything, he might get a 1 year out of somebody just because his longevity is just not there. And then the Ravens signed Sammy Watkins to, I believe, a 1 year. He basically has the same issue. He has health issues. He not like death-threatening health issues. He's just physical health issues. Like can't stay out of the off the injury list. But he is really good when he does play. He was on the Chiefs. That kind of, I would say, that's a big hit for the Chiefs. Losing a player like him, and then that's a pretty big boost to the Ravens offense. I believe that they have a pretty solid chance in that just makes their overall offense of weapons / power, like the way to get downfield. I feel like they'll have a more offensive appearance with the receiver core, less of a run. That maybe it take a little bit of the stress off the load for like Lamar on running the ball all the time for them to keep up and stuff. I feel like it'll ease up the run game for them a little bit, balance out their offense. And then NFL adding a regular season game. It's an end of an era of the 8-8. It's either you're going to have a winning season or a losing season now. There is no more going 500. So that'll be interesting. I don't know if they're going to keep this. It's kind of weird to have an odd number of regular season games. That just means you have a bunch of losing teams and a bunch of... I haven't really heard how they're going to break down the playoffs now because of this. And, like, a lot of question marks. I just know that they added a regular season game and took away a preseason game. So only 3. I feel like that taking away the preseason game is, I would say, doesn't really change anything. It kind of screws over the coaches in a way because now they have to figure out a way to evaluate their guys in one less game. So basically, the starters are probably going to be out there game 3. After game 2, they're going to have their rosters ready to go. So they have to evaluate guys all game 1. So all of game 1 is going to be all these guys that were drafted, all these rookies, like all these practice squad guys are going to get their chance to hit the field game 1 of preseason. Game 2, half of those guys are going to be gone after game 2. Pretty much, they're going to be wiped clean, and then teams are expected by game 3 basically to like evaluate their last set of guys that think they for whatever reason they got a real tingly feeling about them, So I don't know. I feel like it just makes it harder on coaches to figure out who they want to keep and cut. So we'll see how it pans out for teams. Either it's gonna make some teams are gonna have some needle in a haystack type of situation. They're gonna discover somebody that they didn't even know they had. And they're gonna have to. I feel like teams are gonna have to bite the bullet a little bit more on guys. They're gonna have to try to just go with the flow and hope for the best. So some MLB news. First off, finally kicked off the season. We're about I think most teams are on to their 4th game. Some teams are still doing their home openers this week and all that. So that's exciting. I'm excited that baseball has finally started. I'm a Giants fan. They're not looking too good coming off the start of the season. So that's not good. But the top 2 teams, the Padres and the Dodgers, are looking stacked. They are offensive powerhouses. And then their pitching staffs are just the best pitching staffs the starting rotations that we'll probably ever see. And then the only team in the American League that could probably beat them is the Yankees. I don't really see anybody else stopping those 2. And the fact that those two are in the same division, so they're going to play each other a lot. It's going to be neck and neck, I think, for the 1 seed in the National League. I don't think anyone else in the National League really stands a chance. You're just going to hope that your team falls through the cracks, and that they can make it. Angels are starting to look pretty solid if they can keep their guys healthy, because last year that was their biggest problem. They couldn't keep nobody healthy. So if they can keep their guys healthy, they have a chance as well, baby. All right. Sam Darnold to the Panthers. That just I don't understand it. Why? You have Teddy Bridgewater. I don't think Sam Darnold's any better. Clearly, that organization, they need Jesus. I don't see how picking up Sam Darnold change anything. Maybe they see something that a lot of other people don't see, like his potential in in controlling a team. I heard good positive things about him, but I don't see the guy producing all that well. He's damn near ranked last in everything. He did play for the Jets, and he never really had a chance to have any offensive weapons come his way to help him out with his shitty situation. And brand new head coach Robert Saleh, and clearly he was not interested in keeping Sam Darnold. Gave him the good old boot. Now the Jets have a lot of early round draft picks for the upcoming draft and the year after. A lot of first and second round picks that they have traded to get. So they clearly are going to be straight up all young guys here in the near future. Basically, I would say at that point, it is all dependent on the front office and the coaching staff to get those guys in line. If they can't get them in line, they're just screwed for another 5 years. I would say if they don't make a mass improvement based on the quarterback that they draft in this draft, clearly the quarterback that's coming out of this draft is going to start for the New York Jets. It's probably going to be Zach Wilson. If it's not Zach Wilson, it'll be Justin Fields. If it's not Justin Fields, it's going to be Trey Lance. For whatever reason, if something crazy happens, it's going to be one of those guys. So they're clearly they are knowing going to the number 1 pick and the number 2 pick teams, the Jags and the Jets, those two teams plan on making those two guys the starters. Maybe not week 1, but definitely early in the season. Definitely, more than likely, week 1, they're going to be week 1 starters. Number 3 pick with the 49ers, possibly a week 1 starter as well, depending on the health of the team when the time comes when the season is ready to start. So, with that being said, I feel like the Panthers lost this trade. I don't know if they're going to restructure. They haven't came out and said if they're going to trade Teddy Bridgewater, if they're going to bring somebody in and Sam Darnold's actually set to be the backup or not. I do think they plan on making Sam Darnold the starter for the Panthers, which I don't think it's really going to change their team and how they're going to play. And I think they really may have fucked themselves because they may have traded for a worse quarterback, which is really odd. I feel like Teddy Bridgewater got the shit end of the stick on this. Like, dude was given a awesome contract and not really given the chance. And really didn't give him. He lost his Pro Bowl running back at some point in the season. I think it was early on in the season. I can't remember exactly when, but he loses his run. It's all dependent on him. He loses the run game. He loses quite a few starters. He doesn't really have any weapons, and then they bring in another quarterback. And it seems like they're pointing the finger at Teddy Bridgewater too. I'm not saying what part of it wasn't his fault, but not all of it. That's for damn sure. I'm gonna dive into a little bit of an off-topic, non-sports related, but new movie came out. Kong versus Godzilla, Godzilla versus Kong, however you want to say the title. I didn't know they were gonna fight 3 different times. I don't know. It was good. I give them that. It was a good movie. I just feel like the fight scene could have been a little bit better. Maybe I'm missing a timeline to all of this. Maybe I'm not. But I would give it. It was a solid movie. Like, it's worth watching. It's worth your time, I would say. But I would just wish the fight scenes were a little bit more build up to it, maybe too. Maybe there's a series to it, but altogether, Kong only won one of the fights. Not really, in a way. But, like, he got his ass whooped by Godzilla. Like, damn. But that's all I got to say about the movie. It was fun. It killed some time, It was fun to watch while I was off. But that's that. That wraps up this episode, not this week. Obviously, I haven't been really doing weekly episodes. I have been trying to get them out 2 weeks at a time. So, bear with me. I'm working on it. I got a little bit more time on my side to knock out these episodes. And, yeah, thank you for listening. You know what to do. Subscribe, comment, like, share. See your friend, tell a friend, all that good stuff. You know where to find it. Hit the search engine. Hit Let's Argue Season 3, Episode 4. I will be sharing this on all platforms. So you'll be able to find it on Spotify. You'll be able to find it on all your podcast platforms. You'll be able to find it on Apple. You'll be able to find it everywhere. It is very easily to access. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. Thank you for listening.